Hey guys, welcome back to more Birthright here. So today we're just taking a quick look at a sample domain as we're getting into that aspect of running the game. So in the book, they give us the example of Medaweir, nice small domain, one of the earlier ones that we covered as well. It gives you a good mix of different things with some advantages, but also some key, not necessarily disadvantages, although your size and neighbors can be a disadvantage at times, but you do have some challenges to ruling this domain well and expanding it if that is your goal. So Medaweir is on the southern coast of Anawir. The region of this domain is Suris Enlian, priestess who controls provinces, temple holdings, and law in her domain. The first thing to notice is that she rules a theocracy of 3 provinces. So you have Alamir with 4, Breme 3, and Kerwil 2. So it's a realm as well as a domain, right? Because it's political, so you have a realm. And she is recognized as the head of state. She also controls temple holdings in all 3. So in the capital, or the main province, 4, a temple 3 in Breme, and a temple 2 in Kerwil. So she does not have any challengers to the religion of the realm. She controls 2 law holdings, so 3 in Alamir and a 1 in Breme. So we know all right off the bat, well, she doesn't necessarily have all the political control of her whole realm here. So outside her provinces, in the provinces of Caracas, across the river in Roson, she also controls a small temple of 1. So again, non-political things often will, like temples and guilds, you'll have holdings in other people's domains and realms and stuff too. Now, Medaweir is home to the holdings of several other regions in addition to her, right? So it's not just a one-person show. You often have multiple competing interests. And depending on what type of domain that can give you some headaches as well, and potential rivals and challengers. Now, in this case, the wizard Hermedhier controls sources in Breme and Kerwil, while Roger, who runs Ilion, controls everything in Alamir, which really isn't that much. But both wizards have forged ley lines in your domain. Since they're not part of their domain, they're not shown, not part of your domain here. If you're Cirrus, they're not shown here. Now, here's where it gets tricky for you, though. In Kerwil, Gilder Kalian of Endir controls 2 of the law, which is basically all of it. So even though that's one of your provinces, you don't even run the law in that, which is obviously going to be a problem, right? And he has a level 2 guild holding there, thus challenging her control of your northern frontier. Alamir is province 4, meaning you can support a second priest regent. A temple 0, loyal to another domain, exists here. Not important right now, but just know that a lot of level 0s can exist, which they're like not, it's not even like an actual, like, let's say another church in this case. It's just, could be like a little shrine or something, right? Something very minor, but again, you can have these little level 0 challenges pop up essentially occasionally. Cirrus has several assets to help her rule her domain. Alamir itself is guarded by a castle 4, overlooking her capital, so that's pretty well protected. Small army of 6 infantry companies is scattered among her 3 provinces, but more could be raised quickly if needed. The town of Alamir itself is a small port supporting a trade route through the busy waters of the Straits of Arel, and a second trade route runs to Ilion by way of a coastal road. Now, she is assisted by a capable lieutenant, a warrior who commands her armies. Treasury stands at 12 gold bars, not huge, but certainly not insignificant. So GB is what you're always going to see. Breme and Kerwil have an average loyalty towards her, which is interesting that Kerwil has an average loyalty towards her, given that she doesn't run the law there. But Alamir, the capital, naturally has a high loyalty. She runs the show there, unquestionably. Overall, Medaweir is a small but well-balanced domain with a good mix of provinces and holdings and assets to protect them. This would be a fine starting position for a priest or paladin regent. We did outline that in our initial video. Other characters wouldn't gain regency points for controlling the temples and therefore wouldn't be as well suited for this domain. So again, a lot of times if you are the head of state and then also running the religion, you get to double up on holdings as far as how they benefit you. And in this case, like political and temples, more money coming in. Same thing with political and guilds, right? So you get to double up on those. So several options currently exist for expansion or actions. That second temple in Alamir, for example, might be considered a slap in the face. Again, you might want to just lay the law down in that sense. Like, this is, you run the show here as far as religion goes. We're not going to tolerate any other faiths. With skill and patience, she can build, or Cirrus can build Meteor into a major power. Certainly. So politically, you're probably not going to be expanding your borders anytime soon, nor would you necessarily want to towards the east. Rosone and Ilion, as we outlined, are kind of nominal allies. You shouldn't really have to worry about them there. But again, the fact that you don't run the law or control the law in Carewell is a problem, and you'd want to start working on that. Now, Kalian has everything there. You might need to either destabilize his law holdings first and then try to get a holding of your own in there, or rule up the province to level 3 and then work law into there. But again, that's getting into all the mechanics of actions and stuff like that. But just that's, I'm surprised I didn't mention it in here, but really that should be one of your focuses, right? You need to get your little domain under complete control and then see what you can do to raise the loyalty levels of, I'd probably start with Breme first and then work your way into Carewell, but just improving that should be good too. Now, your main sort of threat, existential threat, would come from the west with Diomed, because your whole domain used to be part of that larger territory, and he's the ruler of that domain's always been scheming to try and get that back. But that could also be your way towards expansion, as you can maybe sway more people over to your cause. So just so many different ways, and obviously goes without saying, Spiderfell's to the north, and that's everybody's problem as well. But that's a quick look at a sample domain and some of the ups and downs and challenges that you might have to look at with the holdings and treasury and so on and so forth. So we'll have more coverage here as we continue looking at how to run a domain and playing that part of the Birthright campaign. Drop us a comment, guys. Let us know what your favorite starting domains have been and how you chose to navigate the challenges with them. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with more Birthright soon.